ladies, it's Chutney back with episode 2 of my video series Wounded But Not Dead. First, I want to say thank you very much for all of your love and support from the first video. Corey and I would also like to say thank you for your support of our video series. Remember to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you'll have first dibs on all of our videos, and you can access the videos from all of our series, the one that we have together, my individual series and his individual series, through that YouTube channel. So again, thank you so much for your love and for your support. So with that said, I want to dive on into today's topic, and it actually was at the request of a viewer, and her question was, how do you heal after your heart's been broken, or after you've been in a negative relationship and you've been damaged? So I want to break this up kind of into 3 sections or 3 parts. And I think the first part of allowing yourself to move forward and heal after a bad relationship is to give yourself time. And I've been here, ladies. I've been in relationships that ended badly, where my heart was broken. So I know exactly what that feels like, even though I may not have been through your exact situation. But one of the things that was really crucial for me in being able to move forward and get to the point where I am now in my relationship with Corey is to give myself and my heart time to heal completely. And I want you to know that it's important. It's not important, but it's easy. It gets easier as each day goes by. And I remember soon after my the relationship that I was in before Corey, I remember soon after that how difficult it was to even wake up, to get out of bed, and how hard the days were because of how negatively the situation ended. And I had several bad days, and then there would be a day where I'd wake up and it'd be sunny outside and I'd have a good day and I'd laugh, and then the next day would be bad again, and the next day would be bad again. I'd have a good day after that. But eventually it got to the point where there were several good days, and then there was only a bad day sprinkled in here and there of the many good days. So if you give yourself time and if you're patient with yourself, then eventually, like I said, it will get to the point where the good days completely outnumber the bad days. It's very similar to if you have a broken bone or a cut on your body somewhere. You have to give your body time for that injury to heal, and the same thing is true for your heart. You also have to learn to cope with not being with that person. You have to no matter what that reason may be. It may be that he's just not ready to be in a relationship. It may be that he mistreats you. Whatever that reason may be, you have to realize that this situation is just not going to be. We're not going to be together, and you have to make peace with that. You also have to learn to no longer desire to be with that person. I think that once you come to terms with the reasons of why the situation ended or the relationship ended, it may be easier for you to let go of the desire to be with that person. You also have to make sure that he's out of your life. It's very hard to let go of a relationship or let go of someone if he's constantly calling you or constantly dropping by or leaving you messages on Facebook. You may not always be able to control what he does, but you do have control over what you do. So if he's calling you, you don't have to answer. If he's stopping by, you don't have to let him in. If he's sending you messages on Facebook, you can delete him off your Facebook page. It is very possible. But the thing is, you have to be strong enough to do that and realize that at the end of the day, you're the person that has to heal, and that taking those steps is crucial to that. So, okay, you've healed and you've gone through that step. So let's say that you are actually in a relationship with someone, or you're starting to talk, not in a relationship, but you're starting to talk to someone. You want to make sure you take things very slow. I think that your heart will open as the guy begins to prove himself worthy of your time and of your effort and of your energy. And by worthy, I mean showing time, or being honest with you, beginning to build trust. And again, that's kind of a thing where his words are being backed up with the actions that he shows. I also have a bullet point down. It's kind of funny, but I think it's very true that opening your heart, and this is one of Corey's taglines here, but opening your heart does not mean opening your legs. And I know that may be kind of brash when you think about it, but again, when you think about it, it's actually very true. Opening your heart does not mean that you have to sleep with somebody. That's not the way that you go about opening your heart. As a matter of fact, it can actually do the opposite and be more detrimental to a situation, especially when you're trying to establish a relationship with somebody. So make sure that you be very careful, and we're not even going to say be very careful, completely abstain from any kind of sexual encounters or experiences with people when you're starting to establish a new relationship, period. But definitely when you're coming off of one that ended badly and you're trying to heal. Lastly, after the relationship has become more established, okay, so you've gone through the healing process, you healed, you've gone through the initial stages of establishing a relationship, and now you guys are a little bit more established. So you have to allow that person, I think I kind of touched on this a little bit in the second step, but you have to allow that person the chance to prove themselves. So that means not pushing them away initially, allowing them the chance to mess up on their own. I think at this point it may be important to let you know that there's always a risk in love. Even after people have been married several years, there's still that risk that something bad could happen, that, you know, a person's feelings could change. That's always, and I don't say this stuff to scare you, but it's a reality. So at some point, if love is what you desire, if companionship is what you desire in that way, then you're going to have to step out on faith and take that risk. I wear this necklace. Some of you may have seen it in a few of my videos. It's an open heart, and they sell them at K Jewelers. One of my favorite actresses, Jane Seymour, designed this, and she designed it as an open heart because she says in order for you to be able to receive love or to give love, you have to always keep an open heart. And so again, you can't receive love from anybody if you don't allow your heart to be open. So as I mentioned, there's no surefire way to keep your heart from ever being broken, but one way that you can definitely one way that you can be more certain that your heart won't be broken, again, is to take these steps that I've talked about today, is to take things slow, to make sure that the guy that's trying to come into your life proves himself worthy, proves himself trustworthy, that he treats you with respect, that he communicates openly with you. As Corey mentions in his book, conduct a thorough man facts report. For the guys who may be listening, conduct a thorough woman facts report. Take the man or the woman through these stages and check into their history. Talk to them. Have these conversations so that you know exactly what you're getting into and who you're getting into it with. But I think that if you take, and I know these are very kind of, like I said, quick and dirty steps, but I think that they're a good start to helping you to get back on that path to recovery and to eventually finding yourself in a relationship that's very healthy for you and in one that makes you very happy. So I hope that these tips will be helpful. Ladies, please, like I said, this topic was a request, so if you have any requests or things that you'd like for me to talk about or just questions, please ask them, and then your question, the answer to your question, may actually become a topic for my next video. So I thank you again for tuning in and hope to see you in another couple of weeks. Till then, peace out.